half of next year. So how do you run the business? This is my simple model. It's about having the right business strategy. It's about having the right operating model, how you run the business, how you measure the business, and finally, what's the culture of the company? How do you change the culture of the company to make better business decisions? If I think about strategy in our industry really plays out in three areas. One, business strategy. What choices do you make? What do you want to do? Two, portfolio strategy. What product choices do you make? What technology choices do you make? Very, very important. So much of the strategy of the company plays out in the choices you make and how you go to market and the products and technology you use. And third is how do you execute? So much of our business is about execution. Doing a great car versus doing an average car is the difference between losing a lot of money and making a lot of money. It's really that simple. Your execution, really in many cases on a vehicle program, is what drives margin. Multi-brand, 4 core brands, we're still a multi-brand company. Getting back to marketing excellence, and if I think about what's marketing excellence, it's about really building what Chevrolet should mean to a customer, what Cadillac should mean to a customer, rather than being known for the company that has the most inventive incentive programs. We need to be competitive in the market, but it's about rebuilding our brand through fantastic products and marketing excellence. Design-driven global product development. What does that mean? We develop our products globally. We will continue to develop our products globally. A product that we launch in China is going to be the same product we launch in the U.S. It's going to be the same product we launch in Europe. But when it was developed thinking about those markets. It wasn't like you take one product and you cookie cutter it. It's a very exciting model. It's very economical. It's very efficient, and it can win. And when you say design-driven, if I take that Camaro that you saw, come into the market after being out 8 years, establish market leadership in that segment within 2 months, and the product is just smash hit. And that, therefore, allows for a fantastic, not just a good return on investment, a fantastic return on investment. You've got to get the basics right. You've got to get fuel economy right. You've got to get safety and ride and handling right. You have to get long-term quality, reliability, and durability right. In the end, though, the vehicle still, in many cases, is an emotional purchase. And if you do that right, you can create something special. Competitive cost structures are in place or underway, as I showed you. A lot of work in those 2 charts I showed you on the balance sheet and the cost structure, but nonetheless, they are in place. And then, therefore, how do you win in the market becomes the single most important thing that we need to get accomplished as a leadership team. And there it's about how do we run the business and what's the culture of the company. So what are our priorities? In a company like ours, about 200,000 employees globally, about 70,000 here, important to try to boil things down to what's most important and where you want to spend your time. Customers, cars, and culture, if I think about how do you win, it really is about that. It's about spending far more time in dialogue with dealers who are our customers, with fleet customers, with retail customers, about what they want, what they expect, and you say, well, every company is customer-focused, right? I can tell you that if I looked at my agenda from 2006 to 2008 and said, what percentage of my time was I spending with customers? It was extremely small. Why? Because you're dealing with restructuring the company, not thinking about how you actually generate revenues or satisfy customers. Fundamentally different. Second, cars. This idea that you're going to have competitive cars, not good enough. The competition is too good. It's about taking those 34 nameplates and setting the bar extremely high so that you can win. Every time, setting the bar so that you can win. It doesn't mean you hit it every time, but you basically get what you expect from yourself. And you set the bar where it needs to be, and then you execute to it. And then finally, the culture. And it's about taking the company and getting us back to our roots in many ways, being product and customer focused, taking risks. The company, in many ways, it's interesting. I've worked around the globe. Many markets around the world, we're growing. We're generating profitability and cash flow. The same people who worked in North America were there. Why? Well, the market was better. But part of it is how do we actually take risks in the company, particularly here in our core business in North America. Being accountable for results, starting with me and moving down. This idea that who's accountable for results, it was fuzzy, particularly here, and you can't have that in a business. And then finally, being fast, changing fast. We joke about our 15-minute coffee, but it's a true story, actually. And in about 15 minutes, you can understand from the discussion, 2 people who've worked in the industry most of your career, what's broken, and then you go about fixing it. You don't have to spend a lot of time understanding what needs to get done. You need to spend your time implementing and executing. Just a couple of thoughts about how do you get paid for execution well. This is our prior. There are a couple of points I want to make from this in terms of this is the new Chevrolet Equinox versus the prior one. So, first half of the year, September. Market share in the segment more than doubled. Average transaction price up almost $3,500. Residual value, very important. Residual value to ownership, to leasing, to all the things that it's an important enabler to the customer. 31.6%, which was terrible. 45%, which we're getting to competitive. It's about, and who sets that? The market really sets that. There is a company that does that, but in the end, the market sets it based upon how we go to market. And that kind of improvement in residual value translates into lower cost of ownership for consumer, better ability to lease for the consumer that wants to lease. It's a really important enabler, and that's enabled by a pull system within your retail channel and having customers pull the car instead of having us push the car. And then final, just a little bit of advertising and marketing miles per gallon. So we do this vehicle, we go from 17 and 24 to 22, 32. That 32 miles per gallon on the highway is 5 miles per gallon better than a RAV4. Not 0.5 better, not 1 better, 5 better. This is about executing to the very best of our ability and blowing people away with a great product. Again, time and time again, the CTS, 9% of the market, 12%. Average transaction price, end of the model year, it was $27,000, up $12,000. Residual value, up 8 points. Fuel economy, better. Great execution enables great business results. And the Malibu, the most contested segment of the U.S. market. Doubling the share, pricing is about $4,000 more, residuals 10 points more. It's really about better execution enables better business results. So, I think we're going to run a few spots about how we're going to actually, how we're going to market today to try to really show the benefits to the customer as hard-hitting and as straightforward a way as we possibly can. So let's run it.
We wanted to bring you 4 new crossovers today. But our competitors, they all ran out of gas back on the highway. Chevy Equinox, with up to 600 highway miles between fill-ups. May the best car win. What's smarter, 4 more miles per gallon on the highway or a back seat and a trunk? The 5-passenger trunk-equipped Chevy Cobalt XFE with an impressive 37 miles per gallon highway. May the best car win. The same impressive highway fuel economy you get in a Mini, now in a not-so-mini size. The all-new GMC Terrain with an EPA estimated 32 miles per gallon highway. May the best car win. 304 horsepower with 29 miles per gallon on the highway. It's power and efficiency in perfect harmony. Chevy Camaro, may the best car win.
Thank you. So that's how the new General Motors wins. It's really, if you think about dealing with the restructuring of the company, I love this company. I've worked for the company 25 years. My father sold Buicks for 39 years for General Motors. My brother, 25 years. No, it doesn't say Henderson Motors on the company. But it's in my bones, it's in my passion, and it's about having the opportunity to work with the men and women of GM, the dealers, our dealer partners, our suppliers, to do what's really important and take this company where it needs to be and to succeed. And to do that, a huge amount has been accomplished on the cost structure side, on the capital structure side. I could give a lecture on both, but it's really about winning in these key areas. And if I think about the culture of the company, you say, why is that so important? It's about how you run the company every day so that you, in fact, do win with customers and with the fantastic cars. Great cultures produce great business results. It's not just about having a great place to work. It's about creating great business results, which is why we spend a significant amount of time, and I spend a significant amount of my time as CEO driving this. Thanks very much. I think we're now going to go to Q&A.